Venus, Hellworld or Hidden Haven, the Soviet Venera legacy, and the new search for life ***. In the vast star-speckled theater of our solar system, few planets stir the human imagination quite like Venus. Once hailed as Earth's celestial twin, then reviled as its toxic, volcanic stepsister, Venus has spent decades cloaked in mystery and sulfuric acid. Now astonishingly, this infernal world is once again at the center of an intense scientific revival. Could it be that, despite its scorching surface and suffocating skies, Venus harbors life? This isn't the first time humanity has dared to probe the depths of this enigmatic world. From 1961 to 1983, the Soviet Union launched 28 spacecraft to Venus under the bold and tumultuous Venera program. These missions, a blend of visionary engineering and harsh trial by fire, laid the groundwork for what may soon be the most unexpected discovery in planetary science: life on Venus. From cosmic twin to toxic mystery. In the early 20th century, before space probes peeled back the veil of Venus's clouds, many astronomers envisioned the planet as a prehistoric Earth. The thick clouds shrouding its surface hinted at vast oceans and lush jungles, a tantalizing world not unlike ours, perhaps teeming with exotic life. But this illusion was shattered as technology advanced. When Mariner 2, the first successful American Venus probe, flew by in 1962, its sensors revealed a nightmare realm. Surface temperatures soared above 460 degrees C, 860 degrees Fahrenheit, hot enough to melt lead. Atmospheric pressure crushed down at 92 bar, equivalent to being nearly a kilometer underwater. And the clouds? Not water vapor, but a caustic soup of sulfuric acid, chlorine compounds, and other corrosive aerosols. Still, the Soviets pressed forward. They weren't just curious about the second planet from the Sun, they were determined to touch it. The rocky road to Venus, Venera's early setbacks. The Venera program began amid the tensions of the Cold War and the feverish fervor of the space race. The first Venera probe was launched in 1961. It failed. So did the second. And the third. In fact, the early 1960s were riddled with mission failures, launch pad explosions, lost signals, spacecraft swallowed by the void. But the Soviet engineers persisted. Each setback was a lesson. Each crash on Venusian soil a step toward triumph. The first real turning point came with Venera 4 in 1967. Though it did not survive the journey to the surface, the probe sent back data during its descent, confirming, for the first time, the crushing atmospheric pressure and the near-total dominance of carbon dioxide. It was a triumph of science over speculation, and it heralded the dawn of a new era in interplanetary exploration. The first to touch another world, Venera 7. On December 15, 1970, humanity reached a new milestone. Venera 7 became the first spacecraft in history to make a soft landing on another planet and transmit data back to Earth. It was an engineering marvel, a probe built to endure 180 bar of pressure and 475 degrees C of heat. The transmission was brief, just 23 minutes of a weak signal, but it was enough. Enough to prove we could land on Venus. Enough to awaken a new vision of planetary science. This was the first whisper from the surface of another world. And it came from a planet that could kill a spacecraft in seconds. Deeper into the inferno, Venera's evolving triumphs. The successes multiplied. Venera 8, 1972, discovered that daylight on Venus was like an overcast day on Earth. Light did reach the surface. It also detected traces of ammonia, along with elements like potassium, uranium, and thorium in the soil. But something was still missing: the Venusian landscape. Enter Venera 9 and Venera 10 in 1975, which delivered the first black and white images from the surface of Venus. The photos revealed a flat, rock-strewn terrain, mysterious and alien. Then came Venera 13 and 14 in 1982, which captured high-resolution color images of Venus's surface, images that remain iconic to this day. Venera 13 also brought us something no one had ever experienced before: the sound of wind from another planet. Venera had not only explored Venus, It had, in some ways, made it real. But did Venera discover life? Strange clues from the clouds, asterisk, asterisk. While the Venera missions were not explicitly designed to search for life, their legacy has come roaring back in light of recent scientific curiosity. Strange data, anomalies gathered by both Soviet and American probes, are now being reinterpreted. Asterisk, the lack of carbon monoxide in Venus's atmosphere, despite it being a predictable byproduct of sunlight interacting with carbon dioxide, suggests something is removing it. Could it be life? Asterisk, the presence of both sulfur dioxide SO2 and hydrogen sulfide H2S, gases that normally react and cancel each other out, suggests an ongoing process maintaining this delicate balance. Asterisk, traces of carbonyl sulfide COS, a gas rarely formed through non-biological processes, were detected. Asterisk, in 2018, a study revealed that the dark patches seen in ultraviolet images of Venus's cloud tops had spectral features resembling microbial life. Asterisk, then came the bombshell, the detection of phosphine in the Venusian atmosphere, a gas that on Earth is produced only through industrial activity or biological processes. In laboratory experiments, amino acids, the building blocks of life, were shown to withstand the acidic conditions of Venus's clouds when mixed with compounds like iron oxide and carbon monoxide. All of this is tantalizing. None of it is conclusive. What remains of Venera today? Venus is an unforgiving world. Any remnants of the Venera probes likely lie corroded, oxidized, and half-melted, embedded in a volcanic crust, buried under ash and chemical decay. Cables and seals would have burned away within hours. The titanium and steel structures may have endured longer, but would eventually have been chemically eroded by sulfurous gases. Only the precious metals, like gold and platinum, might still glint faintly beneath layers of dust. And yet, these broken probes, lying forgotten on the scorched plains of Venus, represent humanity's first steps toward the ultimate question. Are we alone? The future, Venera D and beyond. More than 4 decades after the last Soviet probe touched Venus, the mission is poised to return. Venera D, scheduled for launch in the early 2030s, is a modern marvel, a satellite orbiter, a descent lander, and a balloon designed to float for weeks in the Venusian atmosphere. It will study volcanic activity, atmospheric chemistry, and, potentially, asterisk asterisk search for life asterisk asterisk. But Russia is not alone. NASA's Da Vinci and Veritas missions, along with ESA's Envision, are preparing to probe Venus with 21st-century precision. For the first time in decades, multiple nations are looking at Venus not as a lost cause, but as a priority. A final word, Venus, the forgotten frontier. For too long, Mars has dominated the headlines. It's the red world we dream of colonizing, the place we search for fossilized life. But perhaps we've been looking in the wrong direction. Venus is hostile, yes, but it's also active, dynamic, and complex. In its upper cloud layers, conditions are surprisingly Earth-like. It's here that some scientists believe microbial life might float, sustained in acidic droplets, feeding off strange chemistry we have yet to understand. And if even the smallest microbe exists on Venus, it would mean life is not a miracle, but a cosmic inevitability. The Venera probes gave us our first, flickering view of this world. Soon, we may find out if they also sent back the first clues of alien life.